Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How you doing, Postal family? Are you good? Are you cool, clean, crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. But first, how's everybody been? I mean, these summer months are drying out a little bit, aren't they? Do me a favor. Whatever area you're in, say, hey, I'm over in, Chicagoland, and we have heavy mail volume. I'm over in, Minnesota. Our mail volume is slowed down. If you have changes coming to your facility, drop that information in the comments section. That way you're sharing your information, and everybody that comes on here to watch the video, they can kind of scroll through while they're listening to me talk. And it may identify with somebody else, because not everybody pays attention. But if you see things, hey, oh man, I saw this facility is getting opened. Or I saw something posted the other day. Oh, we converting a lot of people here in California. Just put your information down there, all right? People don't really, they may ask you some questions. And if you feel like answering, go for it. But you sharing information helps me so that I can share information with everybody else. All right. I was reading an article, kind of what I do, about the Postmaster General getting pushback. And what's he getting pushback off of? They talking about all these changes that are going to the post office that I usually talk about on a regular basis. And it's saying that there's a reversal. They want to have a reversal to the USPS consolidation plan, referring to it as poorly conceived and unnecessarily expedited. What does that mean? It means that because Dejoy is saying he don't need to be babysat, he don't want nobody watching what he's doing. There's somebody sitting over there saying, you know what, we need to reverse this, okay? We don't need to change all this stuff. And, to a degree, I agree a little bit. I think the changes are coming fast. But do I agree that they should stop and go back to the old way? Absolutely not. If you don't adapt to the times, you get left behind, okay? You get left behind. You see that XPO Logistics is taking on the work that Yellow picked, when Yellow closed. Now XPO Logistics is taking on their work. If the USPS was outfitted correctly to handle packages and parcels, because we're not just talking about carriers, but if it were outfitted correctly, truck drivers, some of the people that's processing at the plants, they would have work to do because they would need somebody to man these machines as the products are coming through. As opposed to XPO taking 100% of the work, if they just took 50% of the work and we took the other 50%, that'd be nice. But unfortunately, right now, we're not outfitted with the right equipment in order to handle all of that packaging, right? So do I agree with what this person was saying, that they need to go back to the ways of old? Absolutely not. Because if we just did letters, we'd be broke. Because people ain't writing no letter. I know that there's some of us that are watching me right now that don't even know how to write a letter on the outside. They don't know how to address a letter. They don't know where to put the person's address. They don't know where to put their own address. It's funny, but it ain't funny. They says, United States Postal Service is one of the most essential public goods we have, and we will not stand by while its vital service is threatened. Again, that sounds like a lot of, wordplay there. I don't think they're being threatened. Vital service, we're delivering stuff to people's door. I don't see what the issues are. But what they're saying is potential closures of numerous local post offices, as well as their conversion into sorting and delivery centers. It says they want to pause in September. Again, we're talking about September, until clear answers are provided on how these changes could affect rural residents, seniors, and postal workers. Now, why? Because when they do this, what's happening is they're worried about all the smaller post offices that may get closed. They're going to see that there's no need to have smaller post offices, which is going to take post offices out of rural areas. Now, it's one thing because, oh man, they decided to live out there. Okay, fine, whatever. But there's people that work at those post offices, correct? Correct. Which means that somebody's going to be displaced. There's a full article here. And basically they're saying they're worried about people having to relocate. They're not saying losing jobs, but when they're offering switching positions, saying, look, we're going to close this post office, but we're going to offer you a position over at the plant. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Where's the plant located? Yeah, well, the plant is over about 60, 70 miles. You have a position waiting for you, but you're going to have to travel back and forth. Well, well, you want me to travel an hour and a half to get to work? Are you crazy? And that's where this whole thing is touching everybody personally. Because now, I'm supposed to go to work. I drive 20 minutes away. But all of a sudden, you close my local post office, and now I got to drive an hour and 40 minutes away, and my money's not even, it's not worth it. It really isn't. I got to spend 3 hours of my day in transportation back and forth from work alone, and then spend 10 hours a day at my job. That's 13 hours out of my day. I ain't got that kind of time. So is it really worth it? And this is what the people are fighting for. They're saying that, and just so you guys know, the APWU and the National Association of Letter Carriers, they did a study into the consequences to the changes prior to the implementation. It says, recognizing that packages have overtaken traditional mail, and Dejoy has proposed a 10-year plan to transform the Postal Service into profitable enterprise. Oh, man. It says, access to your local post office and timely service, especially for the rural and upstate residents, may be affected. It means being connected to things like life-saving medication, social security checks, and personal business correspondence. But they're using the basics that we already know we do. And they're trying to use that as a bargaining chip. Oh man, you're going to take the people's medication away if you move. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. What it is that if you move a carrier from a local facility to one of those other facilities, a main hub, they will get you your mail. The carrier may have to drive a little bit longer, but you'll get your mail eventually. So I don't really know how this is going to affect everybody, but you can guarantee this is going to affect everybody. And this article, if you guys want to kind of just look at it, is on, what is this on? It's on postaltimes.com. It was just, one of those things where you just kind of glimpse at it and see if it's going to affect you. And this is where you got to kind of make your power moves, because not everybody lives in big cities. And if it's going to affect you in any type of way, you should start thinking now on how you want to move forward before it comes to a point where you're stuck in limbo and you're forced. Okay, well, we're closing this post office in 60 days. You have 60 days to go and report to the other facility. Wait, what? You want me to drive 80 miles? Hold on. You don't want to be put in that situation. So again, this is a bumpy time of the year. This is a bumpy time period for the Postal Service. But so long as you guys do your homework and try to stay ahead of the game, this shouldn't have a major impact on your life, so long as you plan and prepare for everything that's upcoming. This is JH. Hopefully this information was vital and helpful to somebody. Go check it out. Any information, drop it in the comments. Any questions, drop it in the comments. I may not be able to answer every question, but somebody can. All right? We out.